If you were to head just 23 kilometres northwest of Adelaide, you'd stumble upon the Mutton Cove Conservation Reserve on the tip of the Levere Peninsula. The reserve is the graveyard to two 19th century steamers, the Excelsior and Jupiter. These two veterans of industry serviced the Australian waterways for over 45 years. Today, only one still stands, the Excelsior, embedded in mud in the northernmost section of the reserve, while the Jupiter's remains lay under earth, unseen, on the western bank. The Excelsior, a screw steamer, was built in 1897 by the Gourlay brothers of Dundee, Scotland, and first worked the northern coast of New South Wales. Eventually, she was purchased by the Tahiti firm El Balance, with its registration transferred to Papeete, the capital of French Polynesia in the Cook Islands. In 1904, the vessel was again registered in Australian hands, and in 1908 was owned by the South Australian flour millers John Darling and Sons. By 1912, the Excelsior was owned by the South Australian Farmers Union Cooperative and remained under their ownership until 1933, when it was sold to the South Australian Harbours Board. The Harbours Board converted her into a coal hulk. Traditionally, this would be a vessel's final role. The Excelsior would lay at anchor in the Port Adelaide River and would store and transfer coal to the steam-powered dredgers working to develop the port. As diesel-powered dredgers took over from the coal-fueled vessels which built the foundations of the port, the Excelsior was laid up, eventually being abandoned at Mutton Cove in 1945. Today, the Excelsior's extensive remains are a prominent feature in the area and making a nature walk just that little bit more interesting. The Jupiter and Excelsior are not the only wrecks one can explore in Adelaide without going scuba diving. At least 25 known wrecks of once hard-working vessels are to have been abandoned in the northern arm of the Port Adelaide River. From 1909 to 1945, it became the final destination for many vessels which had outlived their usefulness, casualties of technological change, of the Great Depression, and 2 world wars, or simply of despair and accidental damage. Instead of scuttling these obsolete vessels in deep water, the South Australian Harbours Board decided that an easier and cheaper option was to breach and further dismantle these stripped vessels at Garden Island, leaving relics we can appreciate today of an era some can only read about.